And Raamdeo Agrawal believes that it's time for policymakers to put focus back on bringing FIIs back to India. Speaking to CNBC, he talks about the falling rupee, adds that domestic buying is slated for strong growth over the next 2 decades. Take a look.
We have, as you said, worst performing currency from Asia right now. But India, unfortunately, is hit from two sides. One, the energy artificially prices have just shot up by 70-80% from $60 to $110. So that's putting a lot of pressure on the current account. Second is that on top of it is the FII outflow, because for two reasons. One, we don't have AI story. In fact, we have anti-AI kind of situation in India. And of course, we have a pressure on the currency. So, and that is exerting further pressure on the rupee, because there is a sustained selling of almost $500 million every day from FII side. So, twin effect of high oil energy prices and FII outflow is putting pressure on the currency, which the regulators are finding, the banks are finding, or central bank is finding it difficult to handle at this juncture. They are allowing the free flow of the currency till the crisis is over. We have been seeing very sustained outflow out of India. One, of course, because of the very strong local buying, which is going to become even bigger as we go forward. So the government, the policymakers, they have to think in the backdrop of very strong local buying, how do we console? And my local buying is decadal, in the sense that next 20 years, 25 years will become even bigger. In that backdrop, what do I do for the FIIs or FPIs so that they have a little more positive view of India? They might be having some small demand about capital gains tax. Worldwide it is not being charged. Why we are being taxed out here? Why we are being charged capital gains tax? So whatever their demands are, I think the authorities should look at it very intensely, because it's a very changed environment. In fact, India's capex and the growth story is picking up. If you see this quarter, I think we might be doing 7.5–8%, and with the domestic elections way beyond, and we have gone through, and there is a further consolidation of the ruling party. I would think that the domestic growth will go beyond 7.5% in next 12 months, hoping that energy doesn't go out of hand. If energy remains within 100, I'm just hoping that this war will be over in next 2–3 months, 4 months. In that case, I think India has an amazing growth story of its own, and growing at about 7–8%. And there are very few countries of this size which are growing at 7–8%, and you can talk about 5–6%, 5 to 6 years, or maybe even 10 years of growth story between 6–8%. So I think India has a very unique secular growth story. The only thing which is missing out right now is we don't have AI story.
Raamdeo Agrawal there in an interaction with the CNBC.